Good afternoon, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 202. It is a Sunday afternoon, very warm outside, and I am just leaving home. Right now it is mostly sunny skies, and like I said, it's pretty hot. Right now, I was waiting for it to pop up, 87 degrees. Feels like 91. So okay, and so today I'm going to be doing a couple different things. I need to go to one place and pick up a tiny bit of free play. I kind of considered not doing it, but I need to pick up all the money that I can right now. So it's only about 45 minutes each way out of my way. Is it worth it? Maybe, maybe not. It's probably worth between $0 and $300, so hopefully on the higher end of that. Got 3/4 of a tank of gas, so after my first stop I'll probably have to stop and get fuel, and then stop and get fuel again on the way home. Today we're going to be playing primarily blackjack. We might get some poker in, might get some slots in, but primarily blackjack today. And we're not going to be afraid. We're going to try to pound it, try to get back a lot of the money from last week. And I'm ashamed to say I didn't even add up where we ended up last week. I think we were around even. I'll try to do it in the car while I'm driving. If not, I'll catch up with you on that later. But today I had a little get together with the family. I had some chicken fajitas for lunch. And hung out with the family. We have someone who's going to college for the first time, and they weren't really sure about financial aid and all that kind of stuff. Helped him figure that stuff out, and he had left a loan that was available, and he didn't take it. So I'm like, what are you doing? Go take that loan. You don't have to start paying it back until like 6 months or longer after you graduate. So go pick up whatever you can. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty tired already. I had a tiring week. It's hot, it makes it worse, but we're gonna perk up a little bit here, get excited for our day. We're heading off to our first casino, and I'll come back and let you know what happens. Alright guys, I am back. So, you know, I said the options were probably between 0 and 300, or I have another option. You could lose money. I go in there, I've got a little bit of free play, and I blow through that in my first play and lose money on the first play, and played a couple other ones all in good position. I didn't get pictures of them because my phone was in the car charging, but just everything went horribly. I was in there for about 45 minutes, and I checked out pretty much every machine I wanted to except for one, maybe two, that people were sitting on, and unfortunately ended the session down 312. So we're not going to make this a trend. We're not going to be down on ourselves. I'm not in the mood for that. I'm in the mood to make money. We're going to move in the right direction. We're going to be calm. We're going to be patient. We're going to be calculated, and we're going to win. So right now, our next stop is 3.5 hours away, unfortunately. So we're heading to our next stop. I'll have to stop for fuel on the way there and stop for fuel after I leave there. So yeah, 3.5 hour drive. Gonna sit back and do other things, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. Just stopped for some fuel, some nice cheap $2.39 fuel. So at least we got that going for us. And I was actually adding up last week's wins and losses because I haven't put them in the spreadsheet, so they were still on my phone. Any guesses how we did last week? You might know already. You may have already added it up. And the total is plus 2254. Actually, not bad at all. In fact, even with the other losses, if I had made a $1,300 profit on that last time I played instead of $1,300 loss, I would have been above my goal for the week, but alas, that did not happen. But plus 2254. So, we fell back a little bit as far as pace. So we're still a ways away, still 5 figures away from where we need to be by this time of year, but I'm feeling a little bit better about it. We got off to a bad start at our first stop, minus 312, but we could do something here. So we're going to take it slow, like I said, slow and calculated, and we're going to bring in some cash, and I'll let you know how it goes. But right now it is scorching hot. I'm going to put the vents back up here again. I turned it down because all the air blowing is hard to hear my voice on the podcast. So we're going to continue our trip here. We're still about an hour and a half away from our next stop, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, let me just record this here. As I'm walking out, I'm going to be leaving here with a friend of mine, and we're going to pick another guy up, and we're going to go to another town, a whole new area, better opportunity at this point. This place has got a lot of areas closed off, things you can't play. It's incredibly loud, it's incredibly busy, tables are full, so it's been kind of crazy. So let me kind of update you on what's happened. So I started with blackjack. I actually started with a slot machine, lost a couple bucks on that initially, and then went and played some blackjack. It was a $15 table, and then I ended up moving to another table because it went from just me at the table to like 4 more people at the table. I'm like, where are these people coming from? And they're like, oh, you mind if I sit down? I'm like, well, it's the end of the shoe. I got like 4 hands left. Do you mind? And they're like, oh, no, we don't mind. And then they sit down and start playing anyway. It's like, what are you doing? So I ended up moving to the table next to it, and then same thing happened to me at that table. So I ended up just walking away. Finally, it was in a bad spot anyway, so there was no money to be made at that point anyway. Ended up leaving that table ahead 225, but there was just no opportunity. It was negative, nothing to do. So then I walked around. Actually, before I got here, a friend of mine called me and told me that there was a play, and he wanted to know if I wanted to split it with him. I said, sure. I get here, and he's just sitting at the machine. I'm like, okay, he must have finished it up, must have gotten a jackpot, something happened. Because it was a $20 a spin play. So I walk up to him, and he's like, okay, well, I already played it through. We're up 300. I'm like, okay. He's like, it's still in this position. Do you want to play it? I'm like, if you're up for it, I'm up for it. Let's do it. And he's like, only problem is when he tried to put in money, it wouldn't take his money. So the bill holder was full. The bill acceptor was full. And so they ended up having to, like, one thing they can do is push down all the bills that are in there, and it'll make room for a couple more bills or vouchers. So they did that for him, and he put a $3,000 voucher in there and ended up with like 3302 or something like that. So he's like, well, the only problem is at $20 a spin, if we run out of money, we might not be able to put any more in here. I'm like, yeah, that's a problem, but it's up to you. If you feel like doing it, then I'm up for it. And we went back and forth for a little while, and I said, okay, let's look at it in a different way. If we were doing the same one, and it was $2 instead of $20, and you had $300 instead of $3,000, would that be enough? Yeah, it should be enough, but it might not be. And then you might be in a situation where it's right there, ready to go, and you can't play it because there's not enough room to put any more bills in the bill acceptor. So we decided not to do it, walked away from it, and but after that, a guy came to the table, came to the machine, and he played it. He played at a whole different level with nothing on there. It's just crazy. People, it's like their favorite machine, and they don't understand how it works or something. But he was playing it at $40 a spin, and then he ended up leaving, and I walked away from it. We checked it later on. The play was still there, but we just decided to let it go because we might not be able to finish it. So at that point, we were ahead 151 each on that. I lost about $3 on some other stuff that I did, and then I was up 225 on the blackjack, and I decided, hey, why not go play some poker? So I went to the poker room, sat down at the 3-3 pot limit Omaha table, bought in for 300, lost that on the first hand, bought in for 325 more, and ended up having a nice hit on that. I stayed for a few more orbits and ended up leaving that table ahead 597. So plus 597 on the pot limit Omaha, plus 225 on the blackjack, plus 151 on the joint effort that we did on that machine, and minus $3 on the machines I played by myself. And right now I'm looking for my friend's vehicle, and I'll find him. We're gonna go pick up one other guy and get out of here. He usually parks right here, but I don't see him. So let me go ahead and find him, and then we'll move on to another place a couple hours from here, and I'll get back and let you know how things go there. But overall, only got like 20 something minutes of blackjack in, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, you're not gonna believe this. I'm back. It is 3:30 in the morning. Yeah, I've been in there for a minute. So we decided to go to another region, which I told myself I wouldn't do on days like this because I have to go to work. And as of right now, I'm going to get home in time to change clothes, take a shower, and go to work. So we go to this, we pick up somebody first. We have a hard time finding his house, so we wasted a little bit of time going in circles until we finally figured out the right road. Went and picked him up, and he came along, and they primarily checked slot machines. I did a little bit of that. Didn't really have a lot of luck on slot machines myself. In fact, I was down quite a bit until the very end there. I ended up leaving down 139 on the machines, and I did play some double deck blackjack, low limit, excellent rules, with a little side bet that's beatable. Lost probably $5 or $10 on the side bet. Did okay on it overall, and on the table I spread from one hand at 25 to one hand at 150. This is a casino that guards its double deck like you wouldn't believe, and I really probably should have just played the 6 deck and then I could spread more, but I like the side bet, and you know, although it didn't work out, I do have the advantage on it. So I ended that session ahead $382 on the blackjack and minus 139 on the slots. So that's a couple hour drive to get there, and then a couple hour drive back. Dropped off our friend at his house, and he wanted to borrow some money because he was broke. So the guy who drove lent him $10 or $15, and we went to the casino to pick up my car. Well, by the time we got to the casino, got through the front, you know, the security and all that kind of stuff. I guess I'll go back here in a minute, but by the time we did all that and I get into the casino, the guy we dropped off had already driven here with that little bit of money to play. So that tells you a little bit about that. I did find a couple small plays and played those through and ended ahead $64. Now, I was going to play blackjack, but it's so late already. I just feel like I'm wasting my time here by being here and not playing, but I just don't have a choice. We also checked on that machine that we had earlier, and someone had played it, and they hit it. So, I don't know what they did, if they had a big voucher, if they used cash, if they made more room in the cash acceptor or what, but they had hit it. And right now I am just leaving town. I got some yogurt from the casino as I was leaving, and cashed out my voucher, and I'm heading out of town. So there's a lot of stuff in between here, and I'll go over that with you here in a little bit. I just want to get on the right track here, get on the road, and I'll come back and go over some stuff with you. Alright guys, I am back. So it's a little bit over an hour later. Got myself more situated, everything is good, and this is the boring part of the trip, but I wanted to kind of go through some details of what happened earlier. And I haven't heard the audio yet. Hopefully it came out okay. But at that first casino there, I went to one table and started playing, and I got mobbed by a bunch of people. I go to the next table and started playing, got mobbed by a bunch of people. And it's so interesting. On the first table, two guys come to the table, and the first guy comes, he's got a pile of money he wants to buy in. I'm at the end of the shoe, I have a positive count. And I said, just gonna be a few more hands here and we'll be done. And then you can get in. He's like, oh, no problem. The other guy sits down and puts a quarter down on the table right away and starts playing. And it's like, man, why? It's just rude, to do. You can do whatever you want. It has mid-shoe entry, so you can do that. But customarily, you wait until the shoe is over when you're almost there. But to get in with like two hands left kind of stunk a little bit. And then a lady sat on my left. Always, they love to squeeze in that little seat on the edge there. For some reason, they think that they're better than you, and they think that if they make the last decision, things will be okay, where someone other than them will screw it up or something. So when I moved to the second table, I was so upset, I just grabbed my chips and walked away. It was all green chips, and went to the next table and played there for a while. And then when that one got busy, I walked away. But then we went on our trip. It was a long trip, and I was tired. I mean, we were probably only like 70 miles into the trip, and I'm dozing off. I'm thankful that I wasn't the one driving at the time. And they're like, hey, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm just tired, man. Ever since I got back from Vegas, it's been nonstop, doing stuff for home, doing stuff for work, doing stuff for, helping my mom, taking care of family stuff, all that kind of stuff. So haven't really had a lot of time to rest. And I'll give you an example here. This is a stupid little example, but the money that's in my pocket right now will get taken out of my pocket this morning, transferred to another pair of pants, and I won't count it yet. And then tomorrow morning, I'll try to count it on my way to work. I probably won't finish by the time I get there. Then I'll count it on the way to my first casino. And by the time I get a count, we'll be playing and we'll be messing with the money again. And it'll be all off again. It's like just little things like just counting the money and organizing it. I can't do it right now in the car. It's almost 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's dark outside, and I got to worry about traffic and cops and things like that. When I get home, I can't be counting it in front of the family. I don't want to be by myself in the room, and then you don't want to come sit with us, all that kind of stuff. So it's like I'm using every second that I can. If I'm awake, I'm doing something useful, hopefully. And even just winding down at the end of the day, watch TV for half an hour or an hour, and I am ready for bed. 10 o'clock, 10:30, I'm ready for bed. We used to say, man, I can't believe mom and dad go to sleep so early, and now I'm going to sleep that early because I got big important things to do, and I can't be wasting my energy on stupid things that don't move me forward. But when we got to this other casino, we all split up and went our separate ways and checked all the slot machines and everything, and I had a real hard time finding good plays. I did play some bigger machines, but just like a couple spins. I played a lot of just the ordinary stuff that we do, nothing exceptional, nothing fun, nothing long term. About the longest thing I spun was probably 100 spins, so it wasn't really that much. And then I went and sat down I was going to play high limit double deck, but the table was full, the other table was closed. The six deck was open. I really didn't feel like playing $50 six deck in an area that I'm going to be super analyzed anyway, so I thought go to play a low limit double deck or a low limit six deck, but I didn't see any low limit six decks. All I saw was the low limit 8 deck. So the only thing that was left was the double deck table. So I went to the double deck table and played there. So I sit down, and I guess now they change things around at this casino, and the dealers get to keep their own tips. So now their attitude's changing. So it's like I sit down, the guy's like, I just want you to know I'm rooting for you. I want you to win because I know if you win, I win. Okay. And he's like, and I'm always rooting for you. Don't forget that. Some people win or lose, I want you to win, but win or lose, some people still tip because they know I'm rooting for them. Okie dokie, I get it. You're trying to get tips. I understand. So it was a lot of that stuff. And then another guy comes to the table, older black man, and he sees me lose like 8 hands in a row, and he's like, woo! He's like, oh my Lord, and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'm suffering through it. I get it. And luckily I was flat betting at that time, minimum bet, because the count was bad and I was just waiting to get through the shoe. But they have real good penetration at this place, so you get into a negative count, it's going to take 5 or 6 more hands probably before you finish the shoe and you're able to reset. But that man hopped in, and he was okay. I mean, he played the side bets and he went, yes, I'm playing it, no, I'm not playing it, back and forth, no rhyme or reason. And this particular side bet, in my opinion, is incredibly easy to count. Even if you don't know how to count cards, the side bet is so simple. You should, it's almost common sense. I mean, I had an idea before I put it into the spreadsheets about what I thought would be the best way to play it, and after I ran all the numbers, I was right. And there's situations where it's absolutely impossible to win the side bet, and we had a couple of those, and the guy was still playing it, and it's like, don't you have any common sense at all? It's like you need this and this to make it happen. Well, there's no more of these. It's a double deck. It's easy to figure out, but ploppies don't want to do the math. They want to get the luck, and they feel like the luck is going to happen if it's going to happen, and that's it. Where we realize you can still make money in a bad shoe, because when it's a low count, then you lower the bet. When it's a high count, you raise the bet. You might end up with a short time with a high bet, but that makes up for 10 or 15 hands at the lower bet that you lost because it was a negative count. So but a regular ploppy doesn't know that. They're just 50, 100, 200, 100, 25, 75, back and forth, no rhyme or reason, just going by their gut. And long term, when you're depending on luck, you're going to end up losing. So anyway, right now, like I said, continuing my trip. Got a long way to go. My battery on my phone was running down. I couldn't understand why. I had unplugged the power supply before I went into the casino because I didn't want to drain the battery in the car. I mean, it's a new battery, but just to be safe. And then I was driving for over an hour before I realized that it was unplugged, and I was down to like 12% on my battery, so it's charging now. But I'm really, actually, I want to say too, that last casino, when I went back in and played that slot, or those slots before I left, that place was still packed. It was like 3-something in the morning, and there were like 2 or 3 craps tables going, 8 or 9 blackjack tables going, 2 roulette tables going, all the carnival games were still going. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Monday morning, don't you guys have to work in the morning? But anyway, all right, I'll be back here in a little bit. I did have a Monster drink a couple hours ago. Probably gonna sip on one here a little bit now. We'll have to stop for gas in about 2 hours, and then we'll fill up and finish our trip home. But that's what's going on right now. I'll be back. All right, guys, another hour gone by, and getting a little bit tired here, but long way to go still. We can go through our segments. What did you eat today, MW? You're going to think this is a little bit more interesting than usual. For lunch, I had chicken fajitas. My wife made like a taco bar, fajita bar, and had some family over and some celebrations, birthday and stuff like that. So that was really good, actually. She made it with and without mushrooms, because some people don't like the mushrooms. And I give that a solid 10 on a scale of 2 through ace. And then she actually made like this sheet pan brownie cake thing, and I actually had a piece of that, which I haven't really had sweets for many months, but I had some of that. And she also made this like banana pudding. I had a little bit of that as well. It was very tasty, and actually felt nice to indulge in something like that, so that was good. This afternoon I had some beef jerky, or this evening, stopped at a gas station, got some beef jerky, and then this evening had a yogurt with some fruit in it. I think that's pretty much everything, so that's what we had to eat today. And what did you tip today, MW? And today I had 3, how many? I have no idea. 2 blackjack sessions, and I tipped $0 on both of those, and did not have any kind of special slot win or anything like that. I did play pot Limit Omaha and won pretty much 2 hands, maybe 3, and did that session ahead, whatever it was, $5.97. I tipped $1 for each of those. So actually, I'm sorry, the $1,200 win, I tipped $5 on that one, and that's really it for that. And what did you learn today, MW? I would say I learned that I haven't learned my lesson on Sundays. I need to stop going so far, and I actually had an idea of maybe talking to my wife and staying home on Sundays. So it would be Saturday and Sunday, stay home, not make money. But Friday, leave home early, check in at work, and go all day, and come back Saturday morning, which would give me an extra like 5 more hours of playtime, and that should be enough to make up for Sunday. Although some of it will be on same shifts, so I'll have to just watch myself that I use different pits to make money or different casinos to make money, so that I'm not seen too much, and we don't want to be unwelcome in some of these casinos. So yeah, but anyway, overall it was an okay day. Made almost $1,000. Had a couple small down sessions, slot sessions, but overall okay. Right now it's 65 degrees, and we're going to continue our trip home. We have to stop for gas here shortly, but we'll catch up more tomorrow. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.